Hey, it's Bebzy, aka Hamza. I've never done a video like this before, but I've just been so angry lately. I can't keep this in anymore. I need to like let this out in some sort of diary format or something. So I'm just gonna make random videos about me complaining about Overwatch. And if people want to watch them, cool. If people don't want to watch them, cool. I just need to make this public. And I'm gonna start out with the most broken character in the game, Ana. I think Ana is the most obnoxious character that's ever existed. Um, I'm like half joking, because I know that there are other characters that are just obnoxious, like Zarya, Orisa, Kiriko. But I'm gonna start off with Ana because she's just been the most toxic recently, and I think I've finally found a reason why. But first, let me show you what I mean. Alright, so this is a clip I just got, like, literally 10 minutes ago. I was just playing quick play, just chilling. So it doesn't have anything necessarily like pungent that I want to show about Ana. I don't know if that's the right word. But it's something that I want to make aware of, and I want to ask a question about. So let's first watch it one time, and then I'll ask what about it, or I'll tell you what about it is the problem. Okay. So from first glance, I fed. Okay. From first glance, I fed. I don't really care about that part. That part's not relevant to why I'm complaining about Ana here. I'm not saying I should have won that. I'm not saying anything. I was playing quick play. I just went into Nemesis. Bonk, bonk. I died, right? The problem is, I don't know if you could see it in my gameplay there, but here, let's see. When I saw Roadhog, right? When I see Roadhog, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of Roadhog at all. Why? Because he does no damage. Blizzard made it so that he does no damage. Okay? So I knew that if I point blank face a Roadhog, hypothetically I should be out healing his damage, which is why I wasn't afraid of him. I insinuated that I had healers behind me. It didn't matter, right? The point is, as a main tank player, I'm not afraid of Roadhog, which is a problem because I should be. Everyone should be afraid of Roadhog. That's his whole character identity. And if they're going to take away his damage, they have to give him something else to make him more scary. Because this is just not allowed. This Roadhog player should not have to deal with me just walking at him. Especially since he has an ability that's dedicated to making people closer to him. If everyone's just walking up to him, that's how you know it's a problem. And I'm sure that Ramatra isn't the only person that can do that. Genji can just walk at him. Um, I mean, I take this with a grain of salt. Like, not in a 1v1, he'll just one clap them. But like in a team environment, when you're literally around any other person, you can walk up to a Roadhog as any character practically, because he can't one shot you, and you're just gonna get healed back before he can even kill you. Um, so this is a problem. And then the biggest problem now to our main focus, that character, that demon in the back, Ana. Watch how I play it once I see the Ana. Absolutely terrified. I'm shitting my pants. Do you understand the problem here? I see a Roadhog and an Ana on my screen. The Roadhog is so inconsequential, I won't even look at him. But I'm terrified of a grandma, that support behind him. A support player I'm scared of. Why? Because Ana has the most unfair, uninteractable, spammy, degenerate ability ever. Anti-nade. Are you kidding me? Like, what are you supposed to do about that? And this brings me to my all-encompassing problem with support, like as a role. Support is the most broken role in the game right now, definitively. There's no question about it. And if people say Orisa is broken, Zarya's broken, Junker Queen's broken, they're liars. Well, I mean, they're broken, but tank players are forced to only play those characters because those are the only characters that can survive the supports. If you play Ramatra or Reinhardt or Winston or Diva, they just can't deal with the support's pressure. Do you hear what I'm saying? A tank can't take the pressure from a support. Is that making sense? And I'm not saying this. I'm not gonna say at all that this game is garbage in this video or in any video. I'm never gonna say this game is garbage. The players are trash, degenerates. I'm not gonna say that because I want this game to improve, and I know that the people making it are human too. As a computer science major, I know that like these are humans that are making this game. It doesn't just come from nowhere. So I really hope this video gets seen by one of them, and this issue gets addressed instantly, because it shouldn't be the case where as a tank player I am not scared of a Roadhog, but I'm scared of an Ana, even at this range. Do you see the way this Ana's playing? Now, I do scrims. I play on a team. And in my team, she wouldn't survive that, right? Obviously. In any organized environment, she would never survive this. But think about the gold players. Think about the silver players. Think about the bronze players. Even think about the plat players. This is their life. This is the situation they have to deal with all the time. Their teammates just don't listen. And sometimes you have to take these 1v1s, right? Or these 2v1s. But you can't. Ana won't let you. The thing about anti-nade is it makes it so that you're not a character. If you get hit by an Ana nade, you're dead. That's it. And so characters that are all about full committing, like Reinhardt, or Junker Queen maybe, or Ramatra, even Roadhog, these characters can't do their job of making space because they'll just get naded and they can't do anything and they'll just die. And so people will say, oh, well then just pick Kiriko, lol. Just Suzu it, lol. Just Immor it, lol. No. The solution shouldn't have to be picking a specific character. And this is the problem with supports. It's power creep. There's so much power creep in supports because Blizzard keeps making these OP abilities, and then they have to actually make solutions to those OP abilities with more OP abilities. And what does that do for the rest of the characters in the game? They can't do anything. They genuinely can't do anything. It's just supports taking over, trying to one-up each other. Meanwhile, Winston is getting long-range, like 50 damage per shot or whatever. And these supports can just heal themselves and like kill the entire team in one button. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. This situation that we're in. It started out with, well, on a nade at the beginning in Overwatch 1 wasn't that bad because you had an off tank that was specifically made to mitigate these types of abilities. Diva could eat it, Zarya could cleanse it, right? And then Hog could just, be there as a distraction so that you didn't have to take it. Sigma would just block it or some shit like that. But now that you don't have that, you have to eat this ability. And you can't say shield it, lol. Because as a tank player, if you're playing a main tank character, I'm sure some of you Overwatch 2 players don't know what that means. A main tank is a tank that takes space with like how do I say? Like classic forms of pressure, either with a shield or with some sort of engage tool. Like if you think about it, current Orisa, her javelin spin plus fortify kind of makes her a main tank because she's the one turning the corners. Any tank that can sharply turn a corner without having to swing wide and play slow, I would consider that a main tank, kind of. It's tricky though, now in Overwatch 2. But that's how main tanks used to be. Any main tank player, most main tanks don't have a cleanse, right? So they just have to eat it, and if you say block it, that means they have to hold their shield up constantly, so stopping it from regenning, in order for them to hopefully block a nade that the Ana can just throw at any point. Meanwhile, they're getting shot at by a Hanzo, by an Orisa, by a Kiriko. Their shield is going to die instantly. And then what do they do when their shield's dead instantly? They don't have a Zarya to bubble them. They don't have a Sigma to kinetic grasp right in front of them. They're just going to get antsied and die. Like, they have no say in the matter. They can't do anything. And if you say, just play faster, lol, just rush at them, lol, like, they'll just get Suzu'd. There's so many abilities in this game that slow down tempo and just mitigate all of your pressure instantly. And these characters, Ramatra, Junker Queen, Reinhardt, they thrive on fast pressure. So if you just cancel out their tempo, they're just done. Like they have no more gas left. And all of it was stopped by one ability. So you have to change your entire comp just to deal with one support player. You have to have a May Cassidy, Lucio, Baptiste, Reinhardt just to kill one Kiriko. Just to deal with one Kiriko. Because Reinhardt doesn't have enough gas himself. That's not fun for the DPS players that have to play May. That's not fun for the support players that have to insta-lock Baptiste every game. That's not fun for the Reinhardt player that has to get flamed at by his entire team because, well, I mean, never mind. That's just what they have to deal with all the time, and that's what we choose to do. So never mind. I scratched that one. But what I mean is like the power creep of supports has been so rapid without any other changes to the rest of the cast. And to this day now, if you're not playing any independent tank or any tank that just ignores the laws of the game, like Orisa, or just a super OP one like Zarya, you're never gonna get in, ever. And that's what sucks, because I personally really like playing Ramatra. I really like playing Reinhardt because, respectfully, in the most respectful way possible, I know I'm better than these players, and I want to express it with my main character. And I want to punish them for their positioning, because that's what Reinhardt and Ramatra do. But I can't do that if they can always just teleport away, or they can just anti-nade me, and I'm the one that gets punished for their mispositioning. I can't count. I can't even count how many times I've seen an Ana misposition, and I try to punish her for it, and I get antied, and I'm the one that dies in the end. It's crazy. It's absolutely mental. Because if she didn't have that nade, she would have just died. And my problem isn't really the anti-heal. I mean, the ability itself the effect of it is really strong. It's the fact that it's like so easy to apply. It's a grenade, for crying out loud. And so, like, I have two solutions, okay? If we're not going to bring a second tank back, as much as I am biased towards Overwatch 1, I really like having a second tank there, because I feel like it's necessary to deal with these types of abilities and stuff like that. I feel like it'd be way easier to balance the game. But if we don't want that, I understand. Here's some easier solutions. My first solution is change anti-heal into sort of grievous wounds like League of Legends. Make it so that it only reduces the amount of healing you receive. It doesn't completely nullify all the healing you receive. That way, tanks can get punished for mispositioning, and characters like Roadhog and Junker Queen can be stopped effectively, but they can still play the game, right? They can still hide for cover in time while getting healed just a little bit, instead of just dying for existing. My second solution is change it to a single target ability somehow. Or make it harder to hit, I guess. But I don't know how you're going to make a grenade harder to hit. Maybe, like, once she throws it, it starts beeping and it detonates after a few seconds, so that people have time to get out of the way, or something like that. Just, these abilities are so strong for it to be this easy. Suzu is so strong for it to be that easy. Kiriko's teleport is too easy for it to be that effective. Personally, I really like Lifeweaver. I'm not saying he's overpowered. I'm not saying he's underpowered. I'm not going to talk about his stance in the meta or how powerful he is. I just want to say I really like his design. Like, I really like how he affects the game like a support should. He manipulates the battlefield, but doesn't necessarily change the way the entire game is supposed to be played. He just manipulates everything. And I think that's what supports should do. They should fit in the gaps of what a team comp is missing and manipulate the teams. Just like Lucio. We all agree that Lucio is a well-designed character because he manipulates the tempo of a fight. Lifeweaver is cool because he manipulates the positioning of a fight. And then as well as let's see. Who's a really good support, like a really cool one. You know what? I kind of hated on Alari at the start, but I don't think Alari's the worst because she manipulates the fight in terms of she manipulates who in what position is the strongest, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, she can elevate someone who's holding an off angle to an enormous degree. And it's kind of like Mercy in a way where she can make an off angle a bigger threat, but what makes her different than Mercy is that she's able to be a hyper carry herself. And so that I really like because it takes some skill. And I think Mercy is also a pretty well designed support because she's also allowed to manipulate those off angles and pressure as well. All these characters manipulate without being directly just like the X factor, like the main protagonist Omni-Man, right? Baptiste is Omni-Man. He can literally just kill everyone, and most of the time he's fine. I'm talking about ranked ladder right now because I know it's a little trickier than that in scrims, and in professional play. And then also, well, Ana and Kiriko, you already know. Oh, Moira is just Moira. She manipulates nothing, but she's just full stats. Most people in lower ranks complain about her a lot because, you know, the most important the most important element of team fights in lower ranks is damage output and healing output, just like raw stats. So that's why she's super strong. But in higher ranks, most people value um, utility more, like anti-nade or Ilari pylon or speed, stuff like that. I don't know if I had gone on a tangent or not, but this made me feel a lot better. I just need everyone to be aware that supports are broken. They're OP. Every new support character is always trying to one up the new the previous one, and it's leaving everyone else in the Overwatch cast in the dust. And that needs to fix itself. Either tone down and start balancing these OP support abilities, or give tanks a new solution for being able to get in without insta-dying. All the tanks. I don't just mean make Orisa more fortify and give Junker Queen a 300% movement speed. Give Reinhardt a way to cleanse himself. I know that's OP, but give him something. Give Roadhog something. Give D.Va something. Give them anything. But I just need this situation to change. And if people disagree with my take, I don't know what to tell them. I'm not going to say they're wrong or right because I'm not in the place to know. I'm not the all-knowing. But I would just ask them to just try and play tank. Just try for 2 weeks and see if you still disagree. To anyone that watches this, thank you. I hope that Blizzard might see this. I hope that this gets spread around. This is my first time ever making a video like this. And yeah, I really hope that this situation gets fixed. All right, see you guys later.